What's up YouTube, Capital G here, checking out a brand new continuous spell card that just got revealed coming out of Chaos Impact. This is a card that I actually think might make a decent amount of people rage quit because it really helps out some very unfun strategies to play against. And this is Cauldron of the Old Man. If the artwork looks familiar, yes, that is the same old man from Poison of the Old Man, which quite frankly, I feel like you're not a real OG player if you haven't played Poison of the Old Man, at least in one of your little scrub decks. Poison of the Old Man's from like Magician Force, and I think I've played it a few times in Chainburn throughout the years. The early GX Chainburns, not like the new versions of Chainburn that probably wouldn't run this card. But anyways, it's a continuous spell. It has a first, second, and third effect. The first effect says when this card is activated, place one counter on this card. Second effect, during your standby phase, place one counter on this card. Third effect, once per turn, you can activate one of the following. You can either gain 500 life points for each counter on this card, or you can inflict 300 damage to your opponent for each counter on this card. So I'll admit, when I first looked at Cauldron of the Old Man, I had this really stupid opinion and kind of reaction to the card where I just thought, okay, so this is basically wave motion cannon. What's the point when we already have wave motion cannon for decks like Mystic Mind Burn? By the way, that's the reason why I don't do live card reviews. I want to be able to sit down, contextualize the card, and with this card, unfortunately, you do have to do a little bit of math if you kind of want to understand it and understand how good the card is. You got to run the numbers a little bit, and quite frankly, when you think about this card for more than a couple of minutes, this card is so much better than something like Wave Motion Cannon. It's not even funny. In fact, I'm just going to go on the record. This card is going to power creep Wave Motion Cannon. I don't think that Wave Motion Cannon will ever be played again once this card actually is released, and it's basically on borrowed time, unless somebody just wants to run both of them for some reason. But this card is significantly better than Wave Motion Cannon, basically in every way. Number one, the card has a higher ceiling than Wave Motion Cannon. You do get just more damage out of the card. And number two, and this is one of the biggest reasons why it will see more play, the card is just significantly safer. One of the biggest problems with Wave Motion Cannon is it is a very high risk, high reward card. If you have it on field for 7 turns, you're looking to potentially one-shot your opponent. Yes, during your next turn, you'll get 8,000 damage, but if your opponent goes MST during the draw phase, well, those 8 turns amounted to nothing because now you lost your card and you don't get any damage. With Cauldron of the Old Man, you don't actually have that problem. Over those 7 or 8 turns, whatever they may be, you actually still get to burn your opponent for significant amounts of damage. Another thing you'll learn about Cauldron once you actually run the numbers, unless my math is just mistaken, is the fact that after 3 full turns, it does the same amount of damage as Wave Motion Cannons. Both of those cards would be able to put out a maximum of 3,000 damage. The main difference is with Wave Motion Cannon, obviously you'll have to tribute or you'll have to launch the card and you'll lose it, but with Cauldron, you still get to keep the card. So really, when you look at this card, it does potentially more damage. It guarantees damage every single turn, with Wave Motion Cannon doesn't do. The card is significantly lower risk, and even the fact that it does have multiple effects, and that was something else where I had a knee-jerk reaction and I was like, well, who the fuck wants to gain life points? But then I had to think about it for a second and I realized, oh wait, isn't Konami going to give us a Outrage support in the Chaos Impact booster set? So obviously gaining life points can be quite relevant, because if that new Outrage support is quite good, you guys know that Outrages always want to gain life points. And even though this card is a huge buff to something like Mystic Mind, I actually think that Konami designed this card to be used with Outrages. I think that that's just going to be a little bit of a side effect and maybe an unintended side effect of the card. But overall, this is a fantastic card. It makes, you know, decks like Mystic Mind better than they already are, and this will definitely be, you know, an Outrage support card. Hopefully the new Outrages will be good. They'll be able to use this card. But yeah, this is a card we'll be seeing for quite some time. Anyways, whatever you guys think of Cauldron of the Old Man, hopefully I didn't F up my math. I'm pretty sure my math is right on this video, but if it is, I'm pretty sure you guys will let me know. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on the notification bell for daily videos.